Igbos are too cheap, and all they care about and all they are interested is all about money. Isaac Fayose says that after he calls out Igbo billionaires Obi Cubana and Cubana chief priest for joining the City Boy movement, leaving Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison. Listen to what he had to say.
Thank God, say I no be Igbo by tribe. That tribe, they are so easy to buy. You just hold money and power, they will follow you like puppy dog. You know, forgetting Nnamdi Kanu for Sokoto prison. But our Yoruba, our own Igbo shall don't come. They don't clear him. And all his sins are forgiven. Now he's going to take royal title from Ile-Ife. But your own Nnamdi, Ide Sokoto. And all of you come, they wear a mandate cap. What a tribe. Thank God, say I no be Igbo. Ope make I stay my Yoruba, jeje, eshe. I think why Igbos think they are marginalized is because they are so cheap to buy in the markets. When something is cheap, they feel marginalized. Tell me one Yoruba major person where they jail now. Even Sunday Igboho is out. Tell me one Hausa, Northerner, or Fulani where they jail now. We be strong, you know, activist or whatever you want to call it. None. Even the bandits where they kidnap, where they do everything, they still get person where they speak for them. Gumi, you go still speak, say my people, give them education. Now why they be like this? He go still stand for his people. But the Igbos, tell me one politician in Igbo land that you can compare with Tinubu. One, just one. They are not even like this. Everybody scatter. Everybody want money. So, and they come out, they say, we are marginalized. Marginalize my foods when now cash and carry life. What a tribe. What a tribe. That is it. It is what it is. The way you lay your bed, now so you go lie on it. I'm not being tribalistic, but I'm just trying to let you know the gospel truth of life. When you are affordable, you turn to commodity that anybody can buy. You can see how they do now. In our brothers, don't they put the cap? Majority don't sway. Hey, now money they there, potato they there. I don't call. But my own tribe. You see how many Yoruba they talk self, apart from me. Majority of Yoruba think say on myself now here. But because I believe in what I believe in, and I believe in a better Nigeria, so I'll keep fighting for my country. But the Igbos, as a tribe, every man for himself, God for us all. Every man, every Igbo man for himself, God for them all.
Isaac Fayose has been dragging Igbo billionaires Obi Cubana and Cubana chief priest after they decided to join the City Boy movement. And some of the statements he made, according to the video, he said that Igbos are only interested in all about money and all they care about is their selfish interests. That is the only reason Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. And also, Sunday Igboho, who also fought for the same thing Nnamdi Kanu fought for, the Yoruba nation Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for Biafra. At the end of the day, Nnamdi Kanu is the one in prison, and Sunday Igboho is being given chieftaincy title in Ile-Ife. And that is why that Igbos are only interested. It's all about their personal interests and selfish interests. It's all about money. And a typical Igbo man, whenever money is being brought to the table, everything else, nothing else matters. They don't care about honor, all they care about money. And you can't look within the man they talk. Is he lying? I think some of his statements are totally wrong because he's generalizing the whole Igbo men. Because he cannot put the entire tribe in a particular box due to some selfish behavior of some few people. He cannot put the entire tribe. The Igbos are not like that. But the truth is the Igbos' love of money the undoing of them in Nigeria? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. That is the question we need to think about.
Obi Cubana's appointment as the City Boy ambassador. What's your take on it?
Yes, last night I think the Igbos are angry with me. I'm so sorry. My children are Igbo. I went to Anambra for my wine carrying. I'm born polygamist. I have 2 wives, white and black. And I'm blessed the black one is from Igbo, Anambra, Ajali, Orumba North, local government. So I'm partly Igbo. But Igbos are the most greedy Nigerians you can ever meet. We have activists in Nigeria. We have a guy called Sunday Igbo. Igbo Osha. Yes, sir. He's back home now. They even want to give him 2032. Yes. We have bandits, Fulani herdsmen, chancing us from the north. There's still one man called Sheikh Gumi. You still say, no, they need money, leave them. It's because no education. We have another guy called Kanu Nnamdi. Where is he? Is he in Sokoto? And your brothers, Obi Cubana, are wearing a mandate that they cannot use a political power to negotiate and bring their brother out. I didn't say you should fight, but you are a corridor of power. You give me this, I wear your cap, you release my brothers. You see, and I don't know their source of wealth. You can trace my own wealth. I'm a billionaire and I'm worth 11 million pounds. You can chase it. I can tell you step to step. So, Cubana chief priest, I don't know how a barman can be that rich. And when you see the Igbos, they are used to Rolls Royce, fast, big life, build big house in their village. They won't go there. When they will go and oppress the village. They will say, I had fun. They are oppressors. I'm richer than many of them. But I'm very simple. I don't have police. I work alone. I'm with my brother today. I go anywhere alone. So you see, the moment you decide to be selfless, you will be able to help others. Look at yesterday, we were protesting. Obi was there alone, the only Igbo man there. Other people are there, but his brothers, they don't collect car. They are selfish. That's why they are marginalized, and they will continue like that. They are cheap to buy. If you want to buy cheap Nigeria, Igbo is number 1. I'm sorry, forgive me. You know, my children are Igbo too, so you can't tell me I'm tribalistic. I can one of us down. And nobody is talking, apart from Abarebe or somebody. Who is the Igbo that is talking? Who is the Igbo that you can compare to Tinubu? I can give you many Yoruba that are similar to Tinubu. I can give you many Aboki that are similar to Tinubu. Give me Igbo one, way similar. Everybody is negotiating for their pockets and they're beating.
Thank you.
They're up for sale. And that there's no Igbo man, there's no another tribe that they have a prisoner of war or prisoner of conscience currently incarcerated, but the Igbo tribe with Nnamdi Kanu. And why everything might sound to be truth or to be factual in what he said, it is important we draw context to conversations like this. When you begin to analyze conversations like this as a Nigerian of today, without bringing in pre-historical context, then you're not being factual. You just want to play to the gallery, or you're not well informed. And I respect Isaac Faroshe and what he has been doing and how he stands with the Nigerian people in the midst of everything. And I honestly feel his pain, because any normal Nigerian looking at how and where we are today will want Nnamdi Kanu to be out. Despite everything they might have said he has done or do, his contemporaries are outside, so he should be outside, or you just jail everybody, right? But why I'm going with this video is simple. It's very important that we understand context. The Igbos are not just saying they are marginalized. The Igbos have a history in Nigeria. I'm not going to come out here and defend all the people he called. I myself have very limited respect for the current crop of Igbo elitist class, because these guys have shown to be worshippers of their tummy. They serve their tummy, which is their god. They do not care about the people in general. They do not actually care. It's about themselves. He's right with what he said there. But you cannot talk about the Igbo tribe in Nigeria without putting in context to where they are coming from. The Yorubas never fought a war against Nigeria. The Hausas never fought a war against Nigeria. No any other tribe in Nigeria fought a war and wanted to leave. Nigeria has fought a war against this particular Igbo tribe. Pre that war, this Igbo tribe dominated everything in the country. They were in charge of your military, your civil service. The Igbos dominated every single sector in the country pre the Biafran War. Post the Biafran War, things changed. And they had to struggle to come back again. So you cannot speak about this tribe or use a broad spectrum to view the tribe without saying where they are coming from. They don't have the same ancestral history or Nigerian history with the Yorubas. The standard in which the Igbos are judged in Nigeria is not the same standard the Yorubas are judged. There's a reason why today Nigeria is running a quota system based kind of governance. It was after the Biafra War, quota system was introduced. Pre-Biafra War, Nigeria was running a meritocracy system of government. And that was why the Igbos dominated everything in the country then, because based on merit, look at your Super Eagles based on merit since day one.
it has been dominated by Igbos. Your business world, based on merit, day one, Igbos have dominated it. It tells you something. If you want a merit system kind of governance in Nigeria, Igbos will dominate. But because of how Nigeria has been structured, they had to bring in quota system. And for the quota system, definitely they means because of these people are so entrepreneurial in nature, they are going in to do things that we cannot do. We have to be equally represented. That's where the quota system came in. They had to even come into governance. So I'm not going to fixate myself in he's calling out the greedy Igbo elite class, which I actually agree with him. They are greedy. But when you group the whole tribe without bringing in context to where they are coming from and why currently Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated, you are not bringing out factual statements. And misconceptions like this, if not challenged, will go a long way in spoiling things for the country. The Igbos, yes, they like money. I don't know who hates money. If you hate money, you would have, please, let me send you my account. So that your 11 million or your what, you send it to me. You will now see that you love money too. We all do. But please, when you're speaking about a tribe like that, always remember context. These people fought a war against Nigeria. Nigeria rose up against these people. And Nigeria have done everything it has done to stifle these people. Sunday boy you spoke about just came back from exile. His Yoruba brother is the one that is in government. He ran away during Buhari's time. If he had stayed, he would have been in jail by now. Let's put things in context, please. And please, for me, keep calling out the Igbo leaders. This new set of Igbo leaders, I do not honestly have any grudge.